So I'm just gonna play, watching my eyes go away, watching my eyes go away, watching my eyes go away.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey ladies and gentlemen, I am glad that you guys are back for another one. Today we will be making an orange wine. Now guys, this one been around also for a minute. It's also one of your basic fruits. So I just figured since winter is pretty much over for some of us, you know, weather is unpredictable and always crazy, but I wanted to get this one done. I don't have too much of a spin on this one, guys. I'm trying to keep it simple in a sense, but I just seen a video by one of the YouTubers that I do look at, and I really enjoyed his explanation on using, as some people would say, chemicals or some other things for brews, and I totally agree with a lot of that information. The actual channel is doing the most. I can't remember the title, and I'm sorry, I just watched it. But if you get a chance, check it out. I think that'll help. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I was contemplating what to use for this recipe as far as mouthfeel, balancing the acid up in the oranges or whatever. But like I said, I try to keep things simple for you guys because I done this a good bit of times, and I usually don't have any problems with it. But like I said, it's simple. You can do different things. His video explains it the most, but the reason why we're using the raisins that we have here is, like I said, it's not for nutrients or anything. I'm not trying to add nutrients with the raisin. I just noticed when I use raisins up in different amounts, it doesn't really affect the flavor unless you use like over a pound, I would say. And I have used a pound of raisins, especially with floral kind of drinks and acidic drinks, wine, should I say, like lemon, lime, blend of different citrus and things of that sort. But it kind of gives it a balancing flavor for me. Like I said, you can do your own research. I'm not claiming to be a foremost expert on these kind of things. It's just, like I said, I just enjoy what I do, and I haven't had any problems. I did, like I said, had situations taste-wise, and once again, that's POV. So you're doing things to your taste. Also, like I said, the classic EC-1118, I've done my research on that yeast. For me, that pairs well with a lot of my fruit wines that I do make, but like I said, probably up in a couple of videos back, where I tell you guys that I'm trying different yeast, researching different yeast to see how they work in brews, the flavor profiles they give different brews. And like I say, experimenting. We're supposed to be having fun, and that's what I want to concentrate on, having fun. I mean, we can get all scientific. Like I said, we can go into breaking down each thing or whatever. But guys, like I said, I do this because I enjoy it. I want to get better at it. So on my end, I might do a little bit more of diving into what does what or whatever. But for you guys, if you want to make this at home, it's just something that you can make at home. Do it easy, or you could, in a sense, as they say, the lazy man works the hardest. If you want to do it like to the best of your ability, as you begin to get greater and greater and better at what you do, you know, with your craft, then I recommend, like I say, just do some research, check out what works, what don't work or whatever. Also, don't be scared to use, as they say, certain chemicals or whatever, because some things that we actually use up in brewing is fine to use. It's natural. It's no less harmful than if you was to go to a store and pick up a Coke. And we seen what Coke can do to rust and some other things. So if a lot of people drink Coke, and I didn't say a specific name, but you know what I mean. I think you'll be all right with some of the things that we put up in this wine, so it doesn't affect your health or anything like that. And disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I'm not this big scientist and everything. Yes, I have a degree in science, but I just wanted to share that little tidbit with you. And like I said, and also keep this video short. So we're gonna go over, we're using our carboy to put everything in. We're doing a gallon, your airlock, your bung. We're gonna be taking the juice that we get from our 8 pounds of oranges in here. And then we're gonna top up with the water after we put our sugar up in there. Guys, I'm just using 2 bags of tea. With the tea, I'm just trying to get a little bit more mouthfeel for the wine. It's not gonna really impart flavor into it. I done made tea wine before. Actually, I have a video on the channel, TET wine. You can check it out and see how much tea I actually use to give it a tea flavor. But those 2 little bags of tea, it's not gonna do nothing to the flavor. We're using 2 pounds of sugar. I'm trying to reach for an alcohol percentage around 11 to 12%. And today we have our zester, because since I have more oranges, I wanna go ahead and zest my oranges so I could dry my orange zest and put some more on the side so I can re-up on my orange zest. And this is the notorious juicer that I use. It's actually one of them. I think I have one more smaller one, but this is the juicer we'll be using, so we can put that juice up in here. I'm thinking this is 8 pounds of Cara oranges. I'm going with Cara oranges, guys, because the description of the flavor is compared to like strawberry, melon kind of flavor. Some people say blackberry flavor or notes, however you want to say it. But actually these are pretty good. I eat them on their own anyway. I'm using this. You're free to use whatever citrus you want to use. You can replace this with lemon if you want to use like 3 pounds to 5 pounds of lemon, lime, navel oranges, and grapefruit if you choose to do that, because pretty much everything else is going to stay the same. But that just shows you from video to video and from YouTuber to YouTuber, some of the ratios and stuff is pretty much the same. The methods, how we go about things, it's just different sometimes. How we approach things is just different. But anyways, enough of all the chatting, enough with all the talk. Let's go ahead and get to this process. I'll be right back with you.
Sometimes there's no one else who loves me like you used to. Sometimes we're not ourselves, there's no one I can turn to. And I know
guys, we have just about finished everything. So far we then chopped our raisins. Like I said, not too fine, but just chopped them up. Steeped our tea for 10 minutes. Zest our orange. And when you're doing a zest, you're gonna get a tray or a baking pan, whatever you want to use. Take that zest, preheat your oven to, I say like 150, 250, it doesn't matter, but just like above 150, and take your zest, put it probably on some cookie sheets. You can use the regular pan itself. You don't have to put any grease or nothing up in there, and you cook your zest for about 15 minutes, bake your zest for about 15 minutes, and just really get it to the point where it's dried out, just to get all the water out there. You're gonna get a nice flavorful zest from that. And also after I zest, I went ahead and juiced my oranges, and this is the last one, as you can see, zested. And look how pretty that is, guys. That pretty color, and it smells great. But all we're gonna do now is take this last one and go ahead and juice it. Get as much of this out of this orange as possible. And pretty much from here, after we do this, as you can see over there, right here, that's the pulp, some of the pulp from the oranges. So what I'm gonna do is take all the pulp and throw it in with the sugar, the tea, the raisins, and we're gonna put it up in our pot in the back. And I'm gonna show you guys the steps for that coming up. Like I say, sometimes I don't know whether to go ahead and just talk to you guys to make it easier. I say to make it shorter. Still trying to get this editing down, or just go ahead and show you the pictures, but we'll see. But all I'm doing right now is just kind of moving this pulp around to get most of the juice out of here. Just like I said, what I'm gonna do now is take the pulp with some of the juice that's up in here from that pulp. And all we're gonna do is take this and scrape our pulp into the bowl. You don't have to get all of it, guys. All I'm doing is putting this up in our water, so when everything boils, like the sugar and stuff, we can get a little bit more flavor from our primary fermentation. And what we're using the zest for is actually when primary is finished. Probably gonna put about a teaspoon or half a teaspoon, it's up to you, but about a teaspoon of our zest into secondary to help bring out that flavor. So taking the juice and pouring it up in our AccuPour pitcher, and just as I calculated before, we ended up with I'll show you right quick, give me a second. I don't know if you guys can see it from there, but we ended up with about 32 ounces of juice, which is pretty good. It's about I want to say a quart of actual orange juice. So that's, like I said, that's fine, guys, because once we put our sugar and everything up in the water, that's going to increase our level. And the water that we have right here is going to be for the top off. But like I said, we'll get on with the rest of this procedure. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I went ahead and turned off my flame. Well, we don't have a flame on the electric stove, so I just cut the stove off. But now this is the step where we will allow this to cool and transfer it to a pitcher. Well, I guess I'll show you guys the straining part. I think my brother jacked me for my coffee filters. I started using that to help separate some of the pulp to get a cleaner fermentation, as far as me not have to remove as much. But I used one of my mesh bags that I had, so I'll show you guys me filtering this. So guys, we are back. I just poured the mixture that we was boiling on the stove into the rest of the juice. So now what we're going to do is top off this to a gallon. Right now it is at about I want to say about 90 ounces. But anyway, like I said, all we're going to do is top this off to a gallon exactly. I always tell you, if we end up adding any more sugar, I'll put it up in the description or somewhere to let you guys know I added more. But basically what we're going to do now is mix this up and get us a hydrometer reading and see where we're at for the potential alcohol. So we're going to mix this up and then get our hydrometer reading.